Hey, what's up everyone? Nick here, and welcome back to the series for the Lord of the Rings living card game. We are moving on with the Mirkwood Paths campaign. In the last set of videos, we tackled the first scenario, which is passage through Mirkwood. Now we are moving on to the second scenario, journey along the Anduin. So we're going to tackle the first quest of that scenario in this video, and then we'll make our way through the second and third quests as well. As always, hope you enjoy. Let's get to it. Journey along the Anduin, Mirkwood Paths Part 2. You are playing campaign mode. Setup, put Mendor into play. Set each copy of Valor and Scarred aside out of play. Response, after a hill troll is defeated, each player attaches one set-aside copy of Valor to a hero they control if able. Forced, after a character is destroyed by a hill troll, each player attaches one set-aside copy of Scarred to a hero they control, limit once per game. If Mendor leaves play, the players lose the game. To the river. Emerging from Mirkwood Forest with an urgent message for Lady Galadriel, you must now make your way south along the Anduin River in order to reach the Forest of Lorien. As you leave the forest behind, you notice that you are being pursued, and thus quicken your pace. Setup. Each player reveals one card from the top of the encounter deck and adds it to the staging area. As you approach the location of a small raft stashed on the riverbank, a fearsome hill troll emerges from behind a grouping of rocks and attacks. When revealed, search the encounter deck for one hill troll, if one is not already in play, and place it in the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. Players cannot defeat this stage while any hill troll cards are in play. Alright, we are now good to start our first quest in this new scenario. So, I have not yet flipped the quest card, but I read both sides. So we're going to go ahead and do the setup on camera here. So for the first part of the quest card, we have to reveal one card from the top of the encounter deck and add it to the staging area. And that is for each player. I want to make a call out here. Thank you to one of the viewers in the last scenario. I had a misplay where when we were supposed to reveal a spider from the encounter deck or discard pile per player, I'm so used to playing true solo that I accidentally only brought out one spider, and that was Ungoliant Spawn, when really I should have brought out two, and that could have had a big difference on how the game turned out. So we can't go back now. Misplays always happen in games like this, but thank you for pointing it out, and feel free to continue pointing them out because that's the only way to improve, and remember details like that for future situations. So we will reveal two cards from the encounter deck. We're going to have Banks of the Anduin. If Banks of Anduin leaves play, return it to the top of the encounter deck, to the top of the encounter deck instead of placing it in the discard pile. So it's kind of like you're continuously along the banks. And we have a Treachery card. The Necromancer's Reach. When revealed, deal 1 damage to each exhausted character. So that was actually a very opportune time to draw that card because we are at the very beginning here, so none of our characters are exhausted. So that was the setup for the first half of the first quest. Now we flip the card over and we have to follow the instructions I read there. And so if a hill troll was not revealed in that first setup, then we have to take one from the encounter deck and add it to the staging area, and then give the encounter deck a shuffle. So we are going to add the hill troll. Now, this is a very difficult scenario, and it kind of starts off right at the beginning. All right, so I just finished shuffling the encounter deck. There might have been a shortcut in that video because my pets were acting up, but there we go. So we have brought a hill troll out. So the hill troll, this is going to be important. He has 1 threat, 6 attack, 3 defense, a threat encounter level of 30, and 9 HP. Excess combat dealt by the hill troll, damage that is dealt beyond the remaining hit points of the character damaged by its attack, must be assigned as an increased tier threat. Okay, so there might have been another cut in the video there. The pets were just causing a lot of distractions, but essentially with the hill troll, all I was saying that you want to get rid of him as soon as possible. Because also per the campaign instructions, anytime he defeats a character, not just a hero or something like that, but a character, you're going to have to take a Valor card and put it on, a Scarred card and attach it to a hero. That's not actually every time, it's just limit once per game. But it's bad to keep the hill troll around, you can imagine. So we are now good to start. We followed the campaign instructions. To get past this quest, we're going to need 8 progress tokens. But we cannot, even if we get those 8, we can't actually proceed until the hill troll is defeated. So we have our board set up. We're going to make the purple-blue team be the first player. So they're going to take control of Mendor here. And let's go ahead and enter first the resource phase. So we are now officially starting. We will throw a resource onto all of our heroes. And then we will draw our 7th card. And this was very good. We have a really, really good hand to start with here. So how do we want to do this? Okay. So, we actually just drew into a very, very powerful starting hand, to the point where usually in your red-green deck, you want to have either a feint or a snare. I can't remember what the other card is called, that forbids an enemy from attacking, basically. But we have pretty much the perfect hand to take this hill troll on right away. So resource phase done, we're going to move into our planning phase. And what we're going to do is we're going to first play one of the most powerful cards in the game. So I'm going to put this first player token over here. We are going to spend 2 purple resources to play the Steward of Gondor. Attached to a hero, attached hero gains the Gondor trait. Action, exhaust Steward of Gondor to add 2 resources to attached hero's resource pool. So we are going to put that on Aragorn. Now, this card has a lot of debate online on if you can actually use it during the turn you play it. I've read numerous threads, numerous rules, and my interpretation is that you can, because it is an action to use this. However, if you look in the rulebook during the planning phase, you are allowed to do what are called special actions, which are actions. So that's my interpretation. Again, this is something that seems to be pretty debated online. I'm going to exhaust it, and I'm going to therefore give Aragorn 2 resources. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of those purple resources to play Sneak Attack. Action, put 1 ally card into play from your hand. At the end of the phase, if that ally is still in play, return it to your hand. So the ally from my hand that I'm going to choose to play out for free is going to be Gandalf. And Gandalf has an entering ability. So he is a 4/4/4 with 4 HP. At the end of the round, discard Gandalf from play. Response: after he enters play, choose 1. Draw 3 cards, deal 4 damage to 1 enemy in play, or reduce your threat by 5. The Hill Troll, even though he's in the staging area, is still in play. So I am going to deal him 4 damage right off the bat. And let's see. The cool thing about that combo there is with Sneak Attack, if Gandalf is still in play at the end of the phase I played him, which in this case is the planning phase, he bounces back to my hand. Because Gandalf's ability is at the end of the round, he gets discarded from play. So you actually bypass his ability since he's going to return to our hands, and that'll allow us to play him again next turn. So that, I believe, is all I'm doing on this side of the field. So now we will go to our planning phase, we're going to go to our other team here, and we might need a little bit of, unfortunately, we did all that pretty quickly, which now that I think about it, this event card, I probably should have played that during the quest phase so that I could have still contributed Gandalf's willpower to the questing. But I did not do that, so let's just keep going on. Okay. So on this side, what do I want to do? That might be good to keep. Okay, I think, believe it or not, I think I'm actually going to save my resources on this side. So we're not going to commit anything. Or sorry, we're not going to play anything. And we're going to go to the end of the planning phase. So Gandalf is going to return to my hand because of sneak attack. So we have just everybody out here. And now committing characters to the quest. So currently our staging area only has 2 in it. So we're definitely going to go with Eowyn. And you know what? Actually, before committing, I'm going to exhaust Denethor to look at the top card of the encounter deck, and I may remove that, or I may put it on the bottom if I want to. So we're going to get a Gladden Fields. While Gladden Fields is the active location, each player must raise their threat by an additional point during the refresh phase. So that's going to be worth 3, but it's also not an enemy or a treachery card, so I'm kind of inclined to keep it for now. So we're actually going to keep that there. So now we're going to commit to the quest. We're going to go 4 with Eowyn. And then we are going to do the Aragorn, well, let's see. Yeah, we're going to do the Aragorn Theodred combo, so just as a refresher. When Theodred commits to a quest, choose a hero committed to that quest, add 1 resource to that hero's pool. So you would essentially commit them both. Aragorn would gain a resource from Theodred's ability, and then Aragorn's ability, when he commits to a quest, spend 1 resource from his resource pool to ready him. So he basically gets to commit to the quest but stay readied. So that's 4 here, 5, 6, 7. And then we'll also go with Bearvor. So 7, 8, 9. And if we need to, we can also beef it up with Eowyn's ability. So right now we're going with 9. And there's already 2 on the board. And we know what's coming. So we're going to flip this location for 3. So right now we're at 5. And then, ooh, ouch, another location, the Brownlands. After the players travel to the Brownlands, place 1 progress token on it. So this location only has 1 progress token, but the downside here is that it comes with a very high threat. So we actually have 1, 2, 5, we have 10 total. We only committed for 9 here. So before the quest resolves, we are actually going to use an ability. We're going to use Eowyn's ability. I can discard a card from your hand to give Eowyn +1 willpower until the end of the phase. This effect may be triggered by each player once each round. So right now we're at 9. So I will, let's see. This is a difficult choice. I think I'm going to discard Gleowin from my hand over here. And that will beef us up by 1 willpower. And so we are going to go to 10. So it'll be 10 versus 10, cancels out, and we are good. So we don't take any threat, but we also don't put any progress on our quest here. Now we're going to go to the travel phase. This changes my plans. We're going to travel to the Brownlands. And after the players travel to the Brownlands, place 1 progress token on it. So it pretty much will get discarded immediately. Now we are going to go, normally we'd go to, well, the encounter phase. However, our hill troll here has threat of 30. And if we look at our board, we have 29 over here and 27 over here. So we do not yet have to engage him in the mandatory way. We could optionally engage him, but right now I'm going to choose not to do that. So we will skip that. We will skip the combat phase and we'll just go automatically to the refresh phase. So everything is going to ready. Everything's readied. We're going to go up a threat on each side. And so now it's worth noting our purple-blue side has 30 threat. So it does now meet the threshold where we will have to engage with the hill troll unless this side optionally engages with him. But yeah, so everything readies. And we're going to raise a threat, which we did. And then first player is going to shift over here. And so now we are good to go to the resource phase. So all of our heroes will first go up a resource, and then I'm going to exhaust the Steward of Gondor to give him an extra 2. So basically, Aragorn's going to go up by 3 resources. Theodred will get 1, and Eowyn will get 1. So she'll go up to 2, and then we'll draw a card on both sides. All right, and those were really good. So how do we want to do this? Okay, so first we're going to go to our planning phase, and I have some notions of what I want to do here. I think what we'll do is we'll spend 1 resource from Denethor for green to play Henmarth River Song. Action, I can exhaust him to look at the top card of the encounter deck, so kind of similar to Denethor here. Okay, so we're going to play him for 1, and then we're just going to leave it there. Now on our other side here, so now what we're going to do, we're going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going down to 1. So we're going to spend 5 resources to, this time, play Gandalf. So now we're playing him, and he's going to get his enter effect again. So deal 4 damage to 1 enemy in play. We're going to deal that to our Hill Troll. So already, before the Hill Troll has even engaged with us, he's taken 8 damage. So we are in a very, very good spot here. And then I still do have 2 resources remaining, which I'm going to hold on to. So we're going to go ahead and go into our quest phase. So first, what I'm going to do at the start of the quest phase is I'm going to exhaust Denethor to look at the top card here. It's a location, Enchanted Stream. While it's the active location, players cannot draw cards. I kind of like that we're getting very few enemies. I know getting a lot of locations makes things tough, but I'm okay with it. I think we're gonna keep that there, and so I will not use Henmarth's ability. I was thinking about using him. Yeah, I like that. So what we will do, we know we're gonna have to flip 2 cards here, and we're gonna want to do some, to this. And with the Hill Troll, we now only need to deal him 4 damage. 1 damage, and I think I have the plan to do so. I have a pretty good plan of things. So for the questing phase, we want to do a lot here. We're going to go 4 with Eowyn, 4 with Gandalf. We're going to do the Theodred-Aragorn combo, so already this side has 11 committed to the quest. And then over here, we will go for... make it 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I think that should be sufficient. So we are going to go for 14. Well, let's keep him ready, actually. So we're going to go for 13. Did I add that up right? We have 8 here, plus 3, 11, plus 2, 13. So we're going for 13. Let's go ahead and flip. So we have the Enchanted Stream, which is going to add 2. And then we have, Evil Storm. When revealed, deal 1 damage to each character controlled by each player with a threat of 35 or higher. We do not yet have anyone with threat 35 or higher, so that was clutch. That will not have any effect. Our quest is good to resolve, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 against 13, we're already dealing 6 here. And what I'm going to do is use Eowyn's ability. I'm going to discard a Longbeard Orc Slayer from this hand to go up 1. And then I'm going to discard... I'm going to discard a Miner of the Iron Hills here. So we are going to go plus 2 willpower thanks to Eowyn's ability. So we were at 13, now we're at 15. This is at 7, so we are going to do 8 progress here. And that is enough to advance the quest. However, we cannot do that yet because a hill troll is still in play. So our quest phase will resolve. We're going to go into the travel phase now. And I think we're pretty good with the threat. So I'm going to take our biggest location here. So, whoops, I used the wrong color dice. So we're going to have 8 on here ready to go. And then we are going to, oh, this is interesting though, because now we do have a location here. Now, normally, the progress tokens, you cannot put a progress token on a quest card while a location is on it. However, I do believe that the quest card will still flip even with a location on it because it has the appropriate amount of counters. So, as soon as we get rid of this hill troll, even though this location is here, our quest will be flipping. So that's our travel phase, and now we're going to go to our engagement phase. And for this, I'm trying to think if it matters here. Okay, so we will have our hill troll engage the red-green player over here. And this is the encounter phase, so now, in response basically to that, I'm going to spend 1 red resource off Legolas to play a feint. It's a combat action, so we're going to move into the combat phase. Choose an enemy engaged with a player. That enemy cannot attack that player this phase. So for this combat phase, our hill troll cannot attack. So combat phase now starts. We're going to still deal him a shadow card, even though he can't attack, so it's not going to have any effect. So then we would go into the, attack step, declare blockers, but he can't attack, so we don't have to do that. The shadow card will just fizzle out. It was another evil storm. And now he's wide open. He only needs 1 damage, and he has 3 shields, so we're going to attack with Mendor and Legolas. And so now, what will happen is a few things here. So first, we're going to deal the damage we needed to the hill troll. He's going to die. So our hill troll will die, and we're going to have a couple triggers here. So first, actually thinking if I should have done this differently. I'm going to do one thing differently because of these triggers. Instead of traveling to the Gladden Fields, I'm going to travel to the Enchanted Stream, and you'll see why. So nothing changes, it's just now we're going to the Enchanted Stream instead. While it's the active location, players cannot draw cards. So we kill the hill troll. Legolas, we can order these abilities. So Legolas's ability, after Legolas participates in an attack that destroys an enemy, place 2 progress tokens on the current quest. Our quest is covered by a location, but this location only needs 2 progress tokens to be fully explored, so we will put those there. It will now go away, and now we don't even reach this rules conflict on would this quest flip or not. So our location goes away. That was Legolas's ability. Then, from our campaign, the response was, after a hill troll is defeated, each player attaches 1 set-aside copy of Valor to a hero they control. So we'll go ahead and get 2 copies of Valor. Now what Valor does is, after attached hero is declared as an attacker, exhaust Valor to heal 1 damage from attached hero and deal 1 damage to the defending enemy. We're going to go ahead and put that on Aragorn, so that, because he's kind of our primary attacker. And then over here, we're going to put that on Legolas because he's our primary attacker over here. So they now have Valor attached to them. And those are permanent, so they will carry forward throughout the campaign. So that was all good. We resolved Legolas, we resolved our campaign cards, and now, since a hill troll is not in play, our quest will automatically flip. All right, so we have now finished the first of 3 quests for this scenario. Before we end this video, we're going to have one more trigger here from Mendor. After a quest card is defeated, he readies, and each player draws a card. So we'll put 1 new card here, and then for this next quest, we'll talk about it in the next video. But we have now resolved all of our triggers. We're in an insanely good spot. We're good on resources. Gandalf's going to leave play at the end of the round in the next video, but our staging area has no enemies currently. You need 16 progress tokens to get through the next quest, but I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. All right, there we go. A solid start to this pretty difficult scenario. To the River is now completed. Hope you enjoyed. As always, like, subscribe, let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and in the next video, we'll move on to the second quest. All right, see you later.